Welcome to a podcast about regular people talking about regular stuff. Stuff you might want to talk about. So, this is how it works. Listen to this brief podcast, think about it, and then invite someone to join you for a cup of coffee and a conversation. Maybe you could let that person listen to the podcast as well, so you're on the same page. It won't be too complicated. Remember, this is just regular people talking. In this episode, a friend of mine, Rene, talks about 10 friendship rules that she and another friend created. I personally never have had a set of rules for friendship. Maybe some unwritten rules, but that's about it. Do friendships need rules? Well, Rene thinks they can help. What do you think?
We made this list of 10 rules for friendship. So the first one was to cuss a little more, not a lot more, and make it work. And the reason we said that was because she and I, we're church friends. And we had been, this was our old church, and we were a part of this church where and it was a very conservative church, and I think I was a youth group leader, and you just, you hold yourself to this higher standard, but we wanted to have someone that we could kind of let our hair down. And so if, by cussing, it sort of, it takes the shine off the halo a little bit and says, I'm real, I suppose. So the next one was, laugh until your sides hurts and you can't breathe. Every day until you must invoke rule number 1 to make it stop. So we felt like, once again, it's a little bit about that. Nobody wants to be Debbie Downer all the time, right. And which is a friendship killer. And so we made it so it almost became kind of a contest to see, or a competition, who could be the funniest, who could make the other one laugh. And I think it's been great for it would be great for any relationship if we went about it that way. So the third one is, we are women. We have feelings and we like to talk about them. Get over it. That's why God invented girlfriends, the telephone, and chat. So we talk incessantly about, and we just from the beginning, we talked about everything, even the problems we had with each other. And that was refreshing for me because I hadn't done that before. Thomas Jefferson said, this is number 4, be polite to all but intimate with few. And so that's kind of where I got that idea of narrow your circle. And one of the things that I had remembered at that time was my dad said when he was, he actually died in his 50s. So he was, his early 50s. So I'm older than he was when he died. But when I was in high school, he said, Rene, if you get to be my age and you can count your friends on one hand, you'll be a lucky girl. And I, from my high school vantage, I thought, what a loser. That's pathetic. 5 friends. I've got, millions of friends and this and that. And I think I've come full circle to be polite to all and intimate with few. And that those intimate, if you had 5, that would be a lot. Yeah. Number 5 is nice Christian women go out for beer, sometimes more than one. So once again, it's that idea that about being real with each other. We can do that. Number 6, books will increase our knowledge of each other and the world around us. We will form a book club of 2 because it's much simpler to agree on what to read. So we did do that, and I think that actually gave us what was nice was a platform of things to talk, fresh things to talk about. Yeah. And we read fiction books, but we also read good discussion groups, books or things maybe that are introspective or... Okay, so this is a really good one. This is number 7. Brag to me until the cows come home, and I'll do the same. Let's build each other up because everyone needs to know they have someone in their corner. So we gave ourselves permission to brag because as people, you and I talked earlier, I think it was in the Korean culture where they brag, and that's a part of their culture, but it is not a part of our culture. No. And you don't walk into a room and say, well, Johnny got straight A's again. Right. Yeah, it's just the same old thing. People would stone you maybe, but between us, bragging was okay. So it was a safe place to say, listen to this great thing I did today. Listen to this nice thing that someone said to me today. Yeah. Isn't that great? So the next one is my cussing one. If I'm bullshitting you, would you please call me on it? Make me accountable for my actions and my words, and I'll do the same for you. And that one is a well-used rule because as we got to know each other better, I think one way it might come up is I might say, this is who I am. And she might say, you may think that's who you are, but this is what I'm observing. Or any number of things. This is the bullshit rule. And it has to be a safe place for somebody to be able to say that to you and not have you walk away. Because I think people don't say that. No. Or they do it in anger or in a confrontational way.
Oh, the teapot thing, they blow up.
Yeah.
You've been lying to me for so much, I just can't stand anymore, we're done, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So to be able to call somebody out within that safety of friendship and knowing that's okay, that's intimacy. Let's see. This is me. I process by diary of a mad housewife, vomiting every thought out that comes into my head and sort it out later. You are quiet and mindful and need time to think. We will respect our differences. So that I think is, it kind of gets back a little to, you don't want to be so one-sided. One person does all the talking and the other one does the listening. Girlfriends are a lifeline for each other. We take turns being the rock that the other crashes against.
Nice.
That's the last one. So those were our rules, and we've had them it'll be 6 years in September.
Wow.
So we're still friends.
I thought those were a great set of rules. They weren't necessarily generic. Some of them were designed just for Rene and her friend. But is that something you would do? Did that inspire you to craft your own set of rules? Well, a very special thank you to Rene for sharing those rules with me. Now grab your friend, fire up your coffee maker, or head to your favorite coffee joint for a conversation about friendship rules. And remember, keep it simple. We're all just regular people talking.